Okay, we are live. Okay. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Vanakkam. So welcome to another session. So இன்னைக்கு வந்து என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்னா our SEEEDS scholars who have graduated and then working. So அவங்க வந்து they are going to share their experiences, especially interview tips and tricks, what they have learned during their interview process. So for the next, for the current final year students or graduated students who are appearing for interviews. So in that, I welcome Yoga Balaji, is one of our scholars. Currently is working for Mu Sigma in data analytics domain. So he is going to share his experiences and give some tips and tricks to our students. Over to you, Yoga Balaji.
Hi, Prasadana, and hi, SEEEDS team. Thanks for the wonderful opportunity. First, I think that we can go with questions from the students there, so that they can get some clarity.
Yeah, students, உங்களுக்கு any doubts, any questions, என்னென்ன questions நீங்க கேட்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களோ feel free to ask. Okay, if you are not comfortable in English, you can ask in Tamil, but better to talk in English, because at the end of the day உங்களோட interview வந்து is going to be only in English, not in Tamil, right? So பாருங்க, I mean, if you are not really not comfortable, that's fine, you can ask in Tamil also.
Yeah, whatever may be the questions, think me as a brother and treat me as a brother. You can ask your questions.
எல்லாருமே சைலண்டா இருக்கிறீங்க. This session has to be interactive session, ma. Illati it won't be useful.
Sir, how to introduce ourselves in interview, sir?
Yeah, okay. Can I go now?
Yeah. Go ahead. It's all yours, Yoga Balaji.
Okay. Let me tell my own story. Actually, I'm a kind of person who work for social as well as in technical area. So I have both sides. In the social area, I did a lot of things for society in terms of education and environment, like that, volunteering, like that. In the technical area, I did a lot of research for the environment and for some government, MHRD, like that. So while in interview, I'm talking in the both steps. I actually, my background is civil engineering. I did my civil engineering in PSD Tech, Coimbatore. But when I was in my second year, I got interested in environmental engineering. When I'm doing research in that particular area, like in environmental engineering, I got interested in data analytics. That is what it started. Interest through interest, civil engineering to environmental engineering, then environmental engineering to data analytics. That is how my path was changed, actually. So in my third year itself, I got placements, everything, but I did apply lot of stuff apart from college, through off campus, through LinkedIn. uh, uh, to be frank, I have attended more than 100 interviews in my completely third and fourth year, in banking company, in a consulting company, in software development company, in management consulting company, in mechanical engineering, like Six Sigma, ISO, like that company. I have attended more than 100 plus interviews in my last 2 years. But when coming to your question, I'm telling you the truth. the just understand the job description that they provided. Make your profile with to relate to that job description, because in my initial stages I mostly talk about my social activity which is not related to the job description. Even though my technical steps was related to the job description, they felt that something that I am doing is not related to that job description. So what I suggest you is, just first you go through the job description, and on the other hand you write your own profile, just match both the things. How, like, self introduction is just a story, okay? You don't think like, you don't be afraid, you don't think a lot. It's just a story to tell about yourself, starting with your name, what are you doing now, and what or which role you are sitting in the interview, like that. After that, you can tell your you have any internship experiences or freelancing experience. If you have to tell them, or else you just leave it that part. Apart from that, you can tell your college projects, research projects, or else any volunteering activities in college, like NSS, NCC, like that. Then you can go, like, if you are a secretary of particular, for example, if you are a secretary of NSS in your college, you just tell some example, tell some event. In this particular event I faced this challenge, how you overcome that challenge, like that. I will tell the flow of it. First, introduce your name, what are you doing, the role that you are applied for. That is first thing. Again, the second thing is your internship experience, maybe research internship or any technical internship. The third one is, in your college, your extracurricular activities like volunteering, the club activity, etc. After the, apart from your college, what are the things, what are the steps you did apart from college? Like, you may participate in some other events, or you may want some other prizes in some district level or state level competitions. You have include them. Then finally, your hobbies is very important, because we people just telling that reading, writing, etc. You have to, whatever you talk, you have at least a proof for it. Because the when the interview is getting deeper, the HR will ask, what did you read, what is the last book that you read, like that. You may face that question also. So before you are telling, you have the proof for what you are telling. In the interview, you are responsible for the words that coming from your mouth. So you have to be thorough enough to make your self introduction. So it's maximum, it's three minutes maximum for self introduction. You can take up to 3 minutes, or else it depends on company. It depends on company. Some people, some HRs may say you can introduce in within a minute, but most of the cases it's 3 minutes. So I think I answered for your question.
A few more couple of
Yes,
comments.
sir. Thank you, sir.
A couple of comments here when you are introducing, right?
Okay.
Like Yoga Balaji said, make sure you wrap it up in 1 minute only. If it goes for 3 minutes, the interviewer will get bored. Okay. இவன் என்னடா அவன் சொந்த கதை சோக கதைலாம் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறான்ற மாதிரி ஃபீலிங் வந்துடும். Okay. So you have to be crisp, and you have to try to wrap it up in 1 minute, maximum 1.5 minutes. Okay. But in that 1 minute, like he was mentioning, you should tell about yourself relating to the job what you are applying. Okay, in that job, in that domain area, what have you learned or what you have done? Because you are all freshers, right? So there is nothing much you would have, you might have had some experience and all. But if you have done some project work or some internships in that area, where the company is, in which industry the company is working, or the role what you are doing, you try to relate with that. If you have done anything in that area, Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
Sir, how to prepare the interview questions, sir?
How to prepare?
Interview questions, sir.
Like you are asking about HR questions?
No, sir. Generally questions, sir. Basically, sir. Basic.
Like basic in the sense about your strength, weakness, like that questions you are asking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think அண்ணா பிரசாத் அண்ணா நீங்க இதை ஆன்சர் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Okay, right. Yeah, no problem. No problem. So Vasuki, thing, right? So what you have to do is, just give an example, any job, what you are applying. What is the job you are applying?
Software, sir.
Software engineer. Okay. So if you go for software engineering, right, for freshers, usually what they will ask is they will test your fundamentals only. Okay. They won't ask any practical big problem like that. So they will check fundamentals, your basic foundational knowledge in that software, in that IT field. Okay. Like algorithms, like designs and things like that. So those are the basic things they will ask. Other is behavioral or those type of questions. That is like how you behave in a situational thing. They will give some random situation. Okay, in this situation, how you will behave. Say, for example, you get this job, you get another job. Okay, both are giving some X and Y salary. Okay, what you will do, which job you will pick, like that. So basically there they are testing your integrity to the company. At the same time, also what is your thought process, right? Are you going after money, or are you going after your passion or interest? All this time you would have told about, oh, my passion is software engineer, I want to become this, that, blah, 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 right? But they just want to verify those things what you have told. Okay, so please remember, don't try to fake around. Okay, because the moment you tell only the truth, you don't have to remember what you have said in the 5th minute of the interview. Okay, because say for example, if your passion is becoming software engineer, say my passion is becoming a software engineer, that will never ever change, right? No matter what situation it is, that is how my mind will think, that is how my behavior will be, right? So those type of the questions will be there. So basically, try to be honest, and integrity is very, very important. Okay. So situational thing. So they will give some random situation. Okay, there is a office, there is a production problem or whatever, right? And then you have a family emergency. So or your parents are sick, your kids are sick, or whatever. What will you do, right? Again, please remember, there are no right and wrong answer at all. All are right, all are wrong. Okay, it all depends on how you are justifying your answer. Okay, what reasons are you giving? Say, for example, if your parent is sick and then bedridden, and then you have a problem, whether will you go to on-site or some location to fix the problem, or you will go to your native place to take care of your mother. This is typical problem, right? How you prioritize things, right? If you say I'll go and then take care of your parents, then you have to justify why, right? And then what other arrangements you will make in the office. It's not that you just dump them and then vanish from the scene, right? So there you have to make sure that both the situations are balances. Say, for example, you say, no, for me office, my work is only priority, I will sit here and then do the work. Then what happens to your parent? They're bedridden, who is going to take care? So then you have to give an explanation how you are going to handle this problem. See, we are not God, we cannot be in multiple places, we can be only in one place, right? So when you are in one place, other place gets affected. So you have to tell how you are going to manage the other place where you are not present. That is what they will be testing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like this, there will be a lot of questions, and of course, for software engineers, there will be a lot of logical and reasoning questions. There will be some puzzles also they will ask. Okay, so I will recommend. There are books on puzzles, like especially, all you guys know Shakuntala Devi.
Yeah.
You remember? So she is a human computer, right? So she has written numerous books on puzzles. Buy some of those books, or it will be in any libraries. They're all old books written in 1970s, but still they are very relevant even today. So there are a lot of logical puzzles, right? So people will ask those type of questions for freshers.
Yeah, adding comments to Prashad Danna's point. Actually, nowadays most of the companies have a behavioral assessment separate after that aptitude test. Most of the companies have behavioral assessment where they will put you in an emotional situation and test your emotional intelligence. Once you clear that only, you have to enter in the final HR round. So either it will be like questions related to industry and workplace, or else it will be a gaming round where you have to, like, in 60 minutes you have to done this work, in 15 minutes you have to done this work, where you need to prioritize in which situation, like that gaming will be there. So based on that, they will test your emotional intelligence as well as your workspace skills. And please understand that your technical knowledge is as important, your workplace skills is as important as your technical knowledge. So focus on both the skills.
And
Okay,
don't
sir.
worry, there are a lot of websites nowadays to run practice tests on this emotional intelligence, behavioral questions, and all these things. Okay, there are a lot of free websites are available. You just to Google it, and then you sign up, and then you can take some 10 questions, 20 questions like that. And then, see.
I know actually India Bigs is one of the websites that I follow. You can have a practice test in aptitude or emotional in that website. That is indiabigs.com. Some other websites are also there, but here it's everything is free.
Yeah, Yoga Balaji, like you can just post it in our students group, WhatsApp. That will be good.
Okay. No.
Yeah. Later after this call.
Okay.
Okay, right, good.
Sir, another one question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Another one question, sir.
Go ahead, Ma.
How to prepare the resume, sir? Our resume, sir.
Okay, I will answer this. Vasugi, I think I took a session on this, how to prepare a resume. Yeah, right. What are all the things you should have? For the interviews I have done, right? Okay, not for the resume. There are different formats, Vasugi, for for resume, right? Make sure your resume should not be more than 2 pages. Okay, 1 page or 2 pages only maximum. Okay, but in my video I have covered the resume part also. You can check in that video. It's there in YouTube as well. Okay, so focus on your achievements, what you have done. Don't put items. Okay, I won a speech competition in my 7th standard, 10th standard, all that. So nobody is interested in knowing all these things. But if you have achieved anything very big at the national level or at the state level, yes, you can mention. But again, you have to, in that 1 page, 2 pages, right? You can just allocate your achievements, awards, one like 2-3 bullet points. That's all. Whatever you can put in the 2-3 bullet points, you do it. Other than that, you have to just focus on what projects you have done, because you guys are all freshers, right? Not much of experience. So you have to put what project work you have done, right? You can explain your project work little bit more technical deep also, if you are a software engineer. If you are other than a non IT field, like say accounts or finance or any other people, right? So in that domain, what you have done, if they have done any project work or any assignments or anything catchy, right? So that you have to mention. Excuse me. Always mention, just you put your latest uh, graduation, right? If you are undergraduate, just put your undergraduate, that's all. Or you can just mention your +2. Other than that, it's not needed, unless you are really a state topper, district topper, like that. Then you can put your 10th and 12th, and then you can mention that. But otherwise, nobody really cares for 10th and +2 achievements. So you make sure your resume reflects what jobs you are trying to apply, it matches. That is the key thing. All right. The moment they see the resume, say for example, you are a BCom student and then you are applying for an accountant job. The moment they open the resume, it should reflect that it is an accountant's job. Resume, like that. So you have to put those things in your resume.
Yes, sir.
Any others are all very silent. Go ahead. Any questions?
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
hello. Sir, how many rounds in interview session, sir?
Go ahead, Pa.
How many rounds in interview session, sir?
How many rounds?
Actually, not an interview session, but nowadays most of the companies have around 3 to 4 rounds of the entire recruitment process, not the interview, the entire recruitment process. 99% of the companies having first round as aptitude test, and the second round will be like, as I mentioned you earlier, it will be like gaming assessment or behavioral test, but not all companies having that one. But most of the companies, around 80 to 90% of the companies having that round. Apart from that, group discussion will be there to check your communication skills and team building skills. After that, HR round. Some companies have 2 rounds of HR round, either with your manager and the senior member of that particular person. Some companies covering HR and technical both in one particular round. Some companies take filtering people in technical round, and they take people to the HR round. Like that, it will be like 4 to 5 rounds in most of the companies nowadays. Are you
Okay,
clear?
so Vignation, is it clear?
Sir, clear, sir, clear.
Okay. So there's one question on chat from Fatima. What are the
Okay.
essential additional qualifications for interview?
Okay. First thing is you have to fit to the job description they provided. That is necessary. Apart from that, you must have communication skill. That is very necessary nowadays. And you have presentation skill, because we can't predict what gonna be in the next 2 or 3 years, because in the COVID most people are working in the presentation like PPT, like meeting and all. So you have to be well enough in the area of presentation and communication skills. Apart from that, you should have some professional ethics in your behavior. Then when coming to the soft skills, like you should have a team skill, you should have good speaking skill, oral skill, like communication. Basically, apart from the your technical stuff, you should have mainly communication and other workplace ethics. So if you are third year or fourth year students who are looking for placements, I suggest you to work on your communication skills only, because communication skills and technical skills, because that will pave the path for you as of now. Apart from, once you entered in your job, you have to develop the other steps.
Sir, how to start with them, sir, and interact with them, sir.
Yeah, actually, see, I'm telling, I'm from I studied first and 12th standard in Tamil medium only. I'm from in a government school, in a rural village. I studied entirely in a Tamil medium only. After getting into my college, it was like very difficult to manage the situation, to interact with the people. Like I faced a lot of difficulty in my education and in my personal life. I can go up to the extent. But after getting all those things, first I did a self evaluation on myself. Like, what are the areas that I need to improve? Like in the communication skills, don't just see communication skill as a whole part. You can split like speaking, presenting, writing, reading, like that. Sometimes vocabulary, yeah, because some people are talking well in English, but they don't have that much vocabulary in their way of talking. So you can split it first, and you self evaluate yourself in what are the ways that you need to improve yourself to be a better competitor in an interview. Then you should work on the skills. What means, like, you can see there are a lot of YouTube videos are there uh, uh, to improve your communication skills, like oral speaking and all. And personally, I would suggest you to go that when you are in travel or some other thing, you just hear Spotify. In Spotify also, there are a lot of communication improvements, webinars, and podcast are there. You just go through it, go step by step. Put a simple plan that what you need to improve and how to improve, in which way you gonna improve. Like YouTube, in YouTube, if you take YouTube, just mention the name in which YouTube channel you gonna improve. Don't follow the random steps. You should have a plan. But I can't mention which YouTube channel you should follow, because it will vary by person, vary by interest, because some of my friends learned all this by watching cricket commentary only. So it all depends on person to person. So you just start, spend some time, then at the end you will find some perfect way to improve these skills, which uh, suits your interest, so that you don't feel boring like that. I hope I answered your
Okay,
question.
sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more question, sir.
Yeah, you can.
Group discussion, like, what are the skills they will notice, sir?
First, you have to respect other participants' thoughts. You can, like, how to say, you just refuse, you have to refuse that particular thought in a more polite way. Like, for example, if you are saying some thought X, but I have some other thought Y, which is very opposite to your thought. So I need to start like, yeah, your thought is very nice. Like, what's your name?
Mirunalini, sir.
Okay. I should start like, hi Merunalini, your thought is very nice, but I'm thinking that my thought X will gonna work more efficiently than your thoughts. Let me share. After that, we will discuss and we will discuss and come to the conclusion that which will work good. Like that, you have to present your thoughts in a very, very polite way. That is one part of group discussion that you should develop. And the other thing is, you have to like uh, how to say, you have to be very practical. Like, you just connect with, for example, the topic is online education. during COVID-19. That means you have to connect the topic with your real life situation. Don't don't search it in Google. Like, you can take that, but you will relate it to your own life. Then only people can get the impression that you are very much interested in learning that particular topic, or you are very much focused on your environment, what is happening around your side. So you just relate it to yourself. That is second thing. The third thing is, you should interact a lot. You should like, what I can say, uh, for example, if you are saying some, again, some thought X, but I have that extension of thought, not opposite, but I have something, that extension of that particular thought X, so that I can talk like, hey, your thought is very good, but I need to add some more to it, so that uh, uh, it will be a complete one that everyone can understand. Like that, you have to start. Okay, then in the final, try to conclude in a group, in a GD, try to conclude the topic. What are the things that everyone already talked? Better, you try to start the conversation, or you try to summarize the group discussion, but don't be very artificial. If you wanna start, you just start. Don't make it as very artificial one.
Okay.
Did you
Yep.
get it?
Thank you.
Did you get it, Mrinalini?
Yes, sir.
See, in a group discussion, right? So Yoga Balaji is mentioning, they test your thought process, how you are analyzing the situation, okay, and then how you are coming up with the solutions or whatever. So basically, it's all about analysis only, and your communication skills, right? So Yoga Balaji gave a very good important tip. You should not hurt the other members. Even if you don't agree with that point, you have to counter that, give an explanation, justification, countering that thought, but not the individual. That is very, very important. Okay. Sometimes, sometimes, right, you may be forced to take a situation which is opposite to the thing. So, for example, let me give one example I had. Okay, when I was about to during my MBA admission, a group discussion topic. Okay, so for my group, the topic what they gave was atrocities on women. Okay, it is a so common topic. Everybody will jump on that, right? Atrocities on women. Even now, the situation has not changed much. Still, you can talk for hours and hours on that. So, but in that group discussion, what I did is everybody is talking, to the topic, right? Atrocities on women. Then I didn't want to follow that same path and then repeat it. So I just took an opposite position, all right? How men are suffering because of women. Okay. So, but thing is, it's not that you have to just oppose it. Don't oppose it for the sake of opposing, right? You need to give a justification. You have to give your valid points. If somebody listens to your argument, they should believe, yes, this is correct, right? So like that. So try to be innovative, because you will have like 5-6 people in the group discussion, or maximum 7-8 people, not more than that, right? When your turn comes, most likely you will run out of your ideas, right? Somebody would have told. So first, the key point is, if you don't know, you don't have so many points, you have a chance of losing thing, jump in immediately in the first 2-3 slots itself, 2-3 people, so that you are sharing your thought. Okay, yeah. And then other thing is, after that discussion, when people think, oh, who spoke well, then your name should come in their mind, right? So that means your content has to be there. So the points, how you are justifying your stance, that is very, very important. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
in the
Thank you,
chat,
sir.
there is, yeah, go ahead, Brunaldi. Any other question?
Yes, sir. We want to make a conclusion or not, sir?
Again, depends on the situation, right?
Yeah.
Say if you spoke in the like first or second, right? Then if your turn comes, then you have to, you can make your conclusion also. It all depends. You have to be very dynamic in that, you know, in the discussion. See, again, let me tell you, I'm more than happy to conduct a mock group discussions for you guys, but you guys have to come up and then show up to those meetings. Okay.
Okay, sir.
We can have one session. We can have it in Zoom, right? It doesn't matter. It's not that you have to be in person. Nowadays, everything is remote. We are all having everything in Zoom only.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, right. So there are a few questions on chat.
Okay.
This one girl is asking, Angeline, sir, in technical round, 1 or 2 questions I don't know. In that time, how should I answer to them? For example, should I say I don't know, or may I answer related to that? So,
Yeah, actually, don't tell I don't know in interview, first of all. Just try something. Like they would ask what you learned in your college or what you learned uh, in your syllabus, like that only. So better you start something like, if they ask something related to decision trees, let example. So in some, like, if you don't know the decision tree, in the perspective of what they asked, at least try to summarize what is decision tree, is what that is useful for the application of decision tree. Rather telling I don't know, this will give you some positive impact on you. So better try to answer the question, or else if you don't know anything, you just tell, sir, I don't have a clarity on this topic, but that is very important. At the end you have to tell, I will refer it after the end of the meeting, or I will refer it later, like that you have to tell. Then only they can get some positive impact on you. Don't tell I don't know.
okay.
Are you understood?
Angeline, did you any further question? Okay. Okay, and let's move on to the next one. I want to know, this is from Jasmine. I want to know what are the topics important to cover in quantitative aptitude.
Yeah, actually it's based on company again, based on the role, they uh, they gonna recruit you, like that. But in most of the cases it will be like speed, time, distance, and calendar, clock, then probability. Probability is very important because I faced a lot of difficulties in probability initially. So all the companies will ask definite questions in probability. Then puzzle questions, like as Prashad sir already mentioned. Then the ratio and proportion. Uh, then then mixture. Then verbal part. In aptitude, verbal part is separate. I'm talking about the quantitative aptitude part. So these are the major important things. But try to cover all those topics that they given.
Okay. Next question. In group discussion or in HR round, shall we ask questions to HR? In case yes, what are the questions shall we ask?
First, I want to know the purpose of this question actually. Why you need to ask the question to HR?
No, actually, okay, let me answer this. Right, what I understood. In group discussion or HR round, should we ask questions to HR? Yes, you should certainly ask questions to HR. Not only to HR, even during your interview also to the interviewer. So basically, what you are by asking questions, you are showing interest in the company and interest in the job. Okay. But your question should be thought-provoking, thoughtful questions, not like some lame questions. Okay, not just for the sake of asking. So the questions should be related to the job. Okay. Assume, say you got the job and then you are working, you're going to start working in that job. And then what type of questions will come to your mind? Okay. What are all the difficulties, challenges you will face in that situation, in that job? Okay. What are all the important factors to be successful in that job? Okay. What are the things you should be important? So these are the two minimum things you should ask. And apart from that, you can ask any other questions. And one question you should never ask is not one, two questions. Number one, what is my salary? Okay. Don't ask that. Okay, number one. And number two, after the interview, don't jump to the conclusion that you got selected, or don't say that when should I join. Okay, they will tell you. Don't worry about it. Okay, both they will tell you. If they ask what is the salary you are expecting, then you tell. Okay, otherwise don't talk about salary at all, unless and of course it comes from HR, the other person. Okay.
Yeah, I want to add some more points here. Yeah, don't ask questions to impress the interviewer. If you have questions, if you can ask, because as Prasad Anna told, some of my friends asked that, not some of my friends, most of them asking at the end of the interview, when I need to join, like that. They will intimate you. Don't be very artificial, or don't try to impress the interviewers, because they should face thousands of people in a year. Okay, so they should definitely know what is our thought is, what is the purpose of asking the question. So be very natural, and if you have questions, be you can ask in a very polite way.
Okay, so next question in the chat. What kind of topics will be arises in group discussions? Then it says depends on professional or general.
Actually, I tell you my example. In most of my GDs is based on COVID-19, but one of my GD is like management is a art or science, like that. You should have both. Some creative topics that like feminism, like sport, like you should have that creative topics. On the other hand, you should have some topics which is related to the current situation, like for example that GST, that COVID impact on education, COVID impact on economy, or general COVID impact, like that. So you should focus on the current trending topics first. Second, you should have some idea about the general topics, like cricket versus football, like men rights versus women rights, like that. You should have both, but don't go in a more technical, because in the GD they won't ask more technical stuffs. uh, uh, like in my opinion, 70 to 80 percentage it will be a creative one, that you need to interact a lot with your competitors and get insights from them.
one thing for sure, it won't be technical.
Yeah.
It won't be technical. It will be general only, general topic. Mainly, it will be current affairs. So it is very, very important you glance the headlines of the newspapers daily. You right, and then read those news items. It doesn't matter which language, which paper you read, but you should go through those things. The group discussions would be on a current affairs, current topics.
Yeah,
Okay.
try to add some data or some relevant points in the GD.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions? On call, people are very silent. All are done. No more questions.
Guys, please utilize this opportunity. Whatever the doubts may be, you can ask. We are here to answer you people.
Okay. So one more announcement I just want to make. Okay. Actually, I wanted to start this week because we had this call. So we'll be starting from next week. So from next Saturday onwards, morning, like let's say what time? Say 9 o'clock. Okay. So 9 o'clock or 9:30. Every Saturday. 9 o'clock, 9:30, like 1 hour. It will be like an open Q&A time. Okay. All final year students or graduated students. So I'll open up this Zoom call. I will be there. People, you guys can log in to that call and then ask any question or any tips or any tricks, not just for the interview, right? How to apply for jobs, or how to prepare resume, or you want to review your resume, just share there. I will review it. I will provide instant feedback to you guys. It will be like a working session. So every week it will be open. So you guys can log in, and then I'll wait there to answer all your questions or anything. All right. If I don't know the answer, I will try to get the answer for you. Okay. So that will be starting from next Saturday onwards.
Great.
Can you please change timing? Yes. Yeah. Tell me what timing it works. I can adjust. Not a problem. Okay. Mrinalini is asking, what is technical round? Mrinalini, what is your background? What course are you studying?
BCom CA, sir.
Oh, BCom CA. So basically, technical means it will be your related to that field, right? You are doing BCom, right? It will be something related to your accounting, finance, budgeting, those type of questions they will ask.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It will be technical. Only your field people can know the answer. Okay, Fatima, evening means what time? See, I don't mind changing the timing, right? But the thing is, you guys have to come and then make use of it, right? You can post it. 5 o'clock won't work out, ma. Sorry. That is too early for me. It will be like 4:30 a.m. for me. So if it is evening, it has to be after 8:30 p.m. Okay. Okay. Any other question? Anything else? No. Okay. Thank you, Yoga Balaji, for your time and your sharing your experiences and your
Yeah, thank you
tricks.
so much, man.
Thank you so much. All the best to you for your career. Students, again, we'll catch up next week. Don't worry. So the main reason I'm proposing this session is it has to be continuous, right? And then over a period of time, from next year onwards, I won't be there. You students should be running these clubs. So it will be like a club, right? Like for any guidance or any help in that for the graduating students to get a job. Ultimately, all our uh, goal, whatever what we are studying, is to find a job, to find a income, right? Not just income. If some people wants to start their business, own business, small startup or whatever, that also you come up with your ideas, and then we can see how we can help you also. So, right? Not that, don't think that we have a lot of money and then we will fund your project, but we can guide you through that process and then see how you can be successful in your respective careers. Okay guys, thank you so much. Have a nice rest of the weekend. See you next week. Bye.